Craig in the booth. We've got both players starting at 8,000. We've got a revealed Dante already on the extra deck from Tyler, so I wonder if that's strategic in any sort of way. We're already even flashing the side deck, so that's kind of interesting.
Attention Yu-Gi-Oh players. We are now taking signups for our free Win-A-Man loaded with ARG Circuit Series points.
Interesting discussion on anti-spell fragrance. So these players are going to begin. It's definitely something we can talk about because I think that I have maybe some insight into why it's not as good as you may think it is.
They did.
Or why it's better than you think it is. We'll look at that maybe in between the games. So the dice roll. And the players shake hands, and we're underway, round 3. And I will go ahead and start the clock. So duality, so we have Cliffort of Demise again. So we're seeing that happen for the second time in our feature match table. Revealing Strike and Warning, and of course the Scout is what he's going to grab, and he's going to go ahead and pay 8. So I'll have to be attentive to the life points in this one, as we're going to see frequent deductions in Tyler's life point totals. He's got Chaos Trap Hole, Sacrifice, I believe a Stormforth, as well as a Helix. He's going to pass. Sacrifice, very strong. We've got a Jax Knight already in the hand with Brilliant Fusion of the Karakuri King. See what he does here. He's going to have to send maybe a Lazuli and an Aether at this point. And so that already his combo with Jax Knight is, I spoke about it earlier on the stream, that every time I played either the Speedroids or the Brilliant Fusion, I always seem to draw either the Jax Knight or the Takum Tom board. Makes you wonder if either of them are good to play. So now he's going to send the idea. Now I don't agree with this play because you don't have to send it here. And even though I do understand, it just is unfortunate that you can't get the plus. And he actually recognizes it, right? So he pulls it back and decides maybe there's something else that we can send here. So maybe, again, prophetic in some way. Yeah, I'm not sure if what he's going to get. There's the Strathland. So that actually kind of happens here. Then we'll see a return. So now he can no longer use the extra deck. And he's just going to use the effect to tribute summon the Jax Knight and trigger return. So again, we'll have to be mindful of what's happening in terms of what cards are preventing the extra deck, when he's using the extra deck. Confident that Desmond knows exactly what he's doing though. So. And we're going to see the tribute, and I just want to see a Chaos Trap Hole here. And I'm going to pay 2,000 already because I know he's going to activate it. And that may actually be all she wrote. Looking at Desmond's hand, it gets a heck of a lot worse from here. Why did he not use the Tenacity? I mean, before you would do, it just doesn't make any sense, right? So a little bit of lackadaisical play from Desmond Johnson, and that game is done. So back-to-back rounds today. We've seen turns that have lasted about a turn and a half. And so makes it easy from a commentary standpoint. And Tyler's going to go ahead and take game number 1. And game 2. Tyler versus the Karakuri King, Desmond Johnson. And we're seeing some system downs. Those are definitely not coming in. We're seeing MSTs going into the deck. So that's a little interesting from Tyler. I guess he's just trying to either snipe the full house or maybe just trying to catch the return so that it makes all his cards like strike more live. It can also chain it to Brilliant Fusion, which is a relevant interaction in this variant. So again, you don't normally see MST coming in to a Clifford deck from, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this, folks. Desmond has opened Jax Knight again. He actually opened Jax Knight for the second game in a row. And if there was ever that kind of poetic justice for Mike and Brady's choices to run Terror Top instead of this engine, there's no better evidence than what we're seeing right now. The fact that when you play a card like Brilliant Fusion, these things happen. And it's not to say the game's over, but you see from a Demise into the Void into another Void that things are starting to spiral out of control. There's Monolith, so that's not great. So he didn't open extremely well, but Demise is obviously nutty in this situation, and Desmond is beside himself. He's staring down 5 back row with a Jack's Knight and some other irrelevant cards, and that's 1,800. It is going to reduce us down to 6,200 for Desmond already in this one. A powerful turn 1. So if you can't beat him, join him. Clifford and a Monarch. Really the only decks that we've seen on the stream apart from Alone Magispector Perform Pal, and we can see exactly why. Both decks more than powerful enough to hold their own, and Desmond's going to set a Tenacity and pass. And this is just... I think he's going to get it in again for another 18. And that drops him down to 4,400 life points. And time is running out for Mr. Johnson. The Karakuri King maybe regretting his deck choice. May have wanted to play Karakuris, but don't know if it would have done anything, but it would have helped out with that rivalry.
Again? You got me at 26? 26. Yes.
And it just continues to be brick by boring brick for Desmond Johnson here in game number 2. Already down 1-0. And for those of you that just joined us, we know that Desmond's not playing Karakuri. The comment was that it may have been a better idea based on where this game is going. And folks, again, if you're just joining us, live ARG St. Louis, round number 3, Karakuri King, Desmond Johnson against Tyler Jedicka. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and update his name. I didn't even catch that I put an H instead of a K, so apologize for that. And hopefully, it seems to not have affected his play anyway. I know that, you know, no disrespect from one Tyler to another. And curious if he attacked for 18 again or not. May have missed an 18, but yeah, this is full-on Brick Squad, and it's not looking any better with an Eidos into a Jack's Knight. And you got to think he's going to not let this go through. There's no way. Or do you just let it happen because it doesn't matter? Sure. Tyler said, sure, I'll take whatever damage that is. And Tyler just continues to assert himself here. Jack's Knight not doing very well. Life point track is 79 to 44. Don't know if he's playing the Zolkin build. That's a good question. There's a Regeki. And Tyler hoping to draw another Pendulum monster. That is one concern, that he doesn't have a whole lot of monsters. I assume he maybe plays like anywhere from 6 to 9 monsters in his deck. It may be a while before he draws another one, and that's why I really would have expected him to use a trap if appropriate. But here's the Demise, and there's a monster, and that's all that he needed, because that's going to get in for another 18. We're dropping him to 2,600. And let me go ahead and add 300 to that. Bring him down to 23.
Your turn.
And I cannot believe just the... I mean, I've seen bricks on the stream before, but this is maybe unprecedented. Just the amount of unplayable cards that Desmond is drawing. And meanwhile, Tyler just continues to wreak havoc and wreak Demise. And Desmond just really praying at this point for something to unbrick his hand. Oh, good call. He cannot take damage on Demise, so we're going to bring that back up to 44.
Oh, I do play Monarchs.
Oh, and Desmond kind of cries out in anguish as he's finally drawn a Monarch to use Tenacity. He cannot believe it.
This is so retarded. Like,
show me your hand after. I can't even like think what it is.
How bad my hand is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Both players just kind of jawing
no
with one another about
how
unbelievable Desmond's hand must be, and that even Tyler can't predict. what he must have for it to be this bricktastic.
Oh shit, Pantheism's cost.
Yeah,
Again, just to give you guys an update, we're in round 3,
Wait,
middle of
Change
round
the
3,
macro.
and
He banished.
Tyler's
Well, no, it's not that bad. Though. Like at least
Yeah,
this will
he
get
banished
banished.
Prime.
Yes, it's not. It's not
No,
bad.
he banished his prime and everything.
up 1-0. It looks like this is a matchup where both players are just kind of whistling and going with the flow at this point. There's not much more to say. And again, TPO Pro joining you guys from Collinsville, Illinois. Did go to college for sports broadcasting, so I do appreciate, the comments about the commentary and the play-by-play. I did more color, but hopefully giving you guys enough to stay focused, stay engaged in the games. Appreciate, again, any updates to life points. That's one area that I'm just not used to kind of looking at in this way. I don't know if it'll become relevant at some point, but again, appreciate all the feedback. Appreciate you guys tuning in to Twitch and ARG Live. This is round number 3. Looks like we have about 200 players in attendance today. Very well-known players. It's kind of a quality over quantity tournament. Players like Calvin Tahan and Tahan, Patrick Hoban, Desmond Johnson, the Brady Bunch, including Brady Brink, Mike Steinman. We've got Jake Finney in the house, recent champion. And we've got a ton of players from the local scene that, to their own credit, are very talented and very capable of winning this tournament as well. We also have the reigning ARG St. Louis champion here as well, BJ Wilson, otherwise known as Sanjura, for those who follow Duelist Grounds. And we may see a cast trap hole here. I think this is a no-brainer. Yep, so there's cast trap hole, and there's a 2,000 reduction in life points, not that it matters. Still no Summoner's Art or Scout. I'm curious if he plays 2 or 3 Summoner's Art. I'm a huge fan of 3, just because you have to see it, even though you will never resolve 3. Also, Jake and Blair, the card guys, here as well. Also, some other kind of prominent figures, established players in the game. I've seen Robert Boyajian pass through as well. But again, this is all ARG. And again, appreciate the subscribers, the fans, the commentary, the chat, and the entry in this great event. Just really making the most of St. Louis. It's a smaller event, but it looks like Desmond's kind of fighting back. He had kind of paused a bit as he had bricked, I believe it was 3 hands in a row, but he's starting to gain steam, and that's never a good sign for Tyler. But the benefit is he certainly has a rivalry face down, and is probably very close to having more. He's going to MST his own sacrifice, so that gives you a little bit of perspective into Tyler choosing to sideboard the MSTs. It gives him kind of a little defense for offense in this case, and we're probably going to see him pay 8 here, bring himself to 51 to search a card. Let's see if he can stop it, though. He's got a Twin Twister, and he does Twister that. And
Which two of these was set first?
He's going to chain, and he's asking which one he had set first.
This is the most recent one, right?
I'm actually not sure.
Tyler is
I'll go
confused
for
as well.
you're good.
And we're just going to choose one at random.
1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3.
I'd really appreciate the comments, the feedback. If you're new to the ARG scene, let me just take a few moments while they're sorting this out to just kind of break down what that tournament looks like. So it's a $35 entry fee. And you say, well, that's a little steep. Well, there's actually a lot that comes in from that. So you're going to get your choice, t-shirt, sleeves, or a mat, as well as unlimited entry into side events and, of course, the main event as well. So again, if you haven't been to one, I encourage you to do so. It's a lot of fun. Obviously, just one of the benefits of Yu-Gi-Oh! As well is just the community that we have, and continuing to meet each other and kind of build some friendships that will hopefully last beyond this. And from my standpoint, I can definitely, see where Yu-Gi-Oh! Has helped me in even a corporate setting, where you really take some skills like deck building and logic and probability and kind of apply them to the real world, right? So hopefully that's, for any of you that are on the sappy side, that was your 5 minutes of fame. So yeah. No, I don't have to disclose it. I just keep saying it because I don't want to do any ads. So we're back here to the action. Desmond's got Domain and Tenacity in hand. Tyler has a destroyed Clifford Scout. And curious if he plays a Climate Change. Things may get a lot more interesting here. And you got to give Desmond credit for battling back here. Time continues to trickle down, but the match is more than even all of a sudden. So he's going to use the effective Domain to reduce Erebus. Erebus comes down.
Oh, yeah, because I got to pop my face. I just summon this. Anything?
And there's the strike. So that's going to be 1,500 life points, but hey, who's counting? And we are back to 44 apiece. So we've evened things up all around here. Except, of course, Tyler has the most important advantage in that he's already up 1-0. Both players looking at their options. Tyler is starting to kind of lose momentum. And that's another important concept in Yu-Gi-Oh! That we often talk about decks and we talk about side deck choices and how do you side and going first or second. One thing that's kind of misunderstood about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that momentum's a very big factor as well. And momentum isn't something that's as well defined as card advantage, but it's something that can certainly change the dynamics of the duel. And another word for momentum is a lot of players will use the term tempo, right? So a tempo card like Regeki or Dark Hole, just something that's going to allow you to advance your board in a way that maybe doesn't even make sense from a card advantage standpoint, but just continues to tick down that clock and that life point total. So momentum is also the implied odds for those that are familiar with the poker term. It's almost the implied odds of something continuing to build throughout the course of the match. And so a card like Brilliant Fusion is going to continue to build that momentum, and that's where, again, cards like Pantheism in the graveyard are going to continue to build that momentum, whereas Tyler, because he doesn't have a way to get that scout back outside of Climate Change, he's really putting all of his eggs in that demise basket and hoping that he can continue to outpace his opponent card for card. And so both players are aiming to simplify the card advantage, but Tyler's hoping that eventually a floodgate will stick. And yeah, again, he's used 2 demise, so he really needs a third one if he's going to come back in this. And I think that Desmond may just go for a Zen Mayo if he plays it. Something that's interesting is I don't know if he's playing the quick draw deck, but if he's playing the Tolkien Monarch, they don't play it, and they actually don't even play Adris if you're using Jared Stone's list card for card. And that's really interesting at a time where you think the back row matters and think that, of course, Adris to pop restrict. So I'm curious if he even has that option in his extra deck.
45?
I'm curious why he didn't add back the Jack's Knight. I guess he forgot the Lazuli. Oh, I guess he's pointing at it now.
That's 100. So that's 15 in 2035. You had 1 more 100. I think 1 more 100, right?
So they actually,
You played these 2.
Yes.
I believe they're confirming the life point total at 44 apiece,
You should take 1 more 100.
which
This
I
attack
believe
over
is exactly correct. And so kudos to Desmond and Tyler for getting the score right in their own game, for whatever that's worth. So again, ARG Live, round 3. This is Monarch versus Clifford. It's the second matchup of those 2 decks that we've seen thus far. And there's another strike, so we'll go ahead and reduce the life points yet again. And I don't know if I agree that I'm a super fan necessarily. I think I just enjoy the game, right? So teach their own. If you enjoy football, basketball, whatever it is. When I was kind of learning how to play the game, I was studying broadcast, and so it's just something that I've always paid attention to as far as interactions. But hopefully it adds some color and adds, hopefully to your guys' viewing experience. That's really the point. So hopefully it's better than what you may have seen in the past, or at least interesting, if nothing else. And I'm going to go ahead and name drop the Jackums in the chat. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you tuning into the stream.
Yeah, when you asked like the 3 sets I had, I was like,
And
this
here's
is like 2 strikes in a rivalry.
Erebus. And I really think Desmond has this game
So you're asking
locked
between
up.
the
I
two
could be
next
wrong.
strikes.
Things can happen, but he's going to spin that back, and I just don't see Tyler generating enough advantage. I think he's kind
I'm sorry, what's your
of
life?
let this slip away. He's at 29, so he's only 100 away. So 20.
No, what are you at now?
So he's got 28.
Oh, yes, yeah, I get it.
So that's 1,000. So that's 1,000 off. So he's at 19. So someone asked about lose one turn. Yeah, it's really good against Cosmo, but that's about it. So now it looks like Tyler's down to 1,900 life points. And again, really encouraging everyone to reach out to their friends and really continue to add to the viewership of the stream. It's been a great turnout so far, and we'd love to have the viewers quadruple, quintuple the attendance here in the building. So that would be awesome. But yeah, really appreciate the feedback. So again, looks like it's going to be a Game 2 victory for the Karakura King. And it is indeed. So now we're having our first Game 3 on stream today. Both the first matchups were close, but no cigar. And so now we have a true feature match going the distance. Game 3 up next. Curious to see who chooses to go first. Curious to see if any adjustments are made in the side deck. Also curious to see if Desmond opens Jack's Knight for the 3rd consecutive game. The odds would say no, but stranger things have happened, and that is Yu-Gi-Oh! For you. Cannot believe that Desmond came back from such an awful starting point, literally passing 3 straight turns. But that's the power of Monarchs, and that's why they are favored in this matchup. They're favored also in the tournament, unless you are Jake Finney, again, our reigning Circuit Series champion of ARG Charlotte, choosing Burning Abyss as his pick to go all the way to the end this weekend. I'm curious to see if he brings that to fruition or if someone else does as well.
Tomorrow.
And again, it's Tyler Jedicka against Desmond Johnson. Tyler Poe, T-Po Pro, your commentator this afternoon. 8,000, 8,000. I have updated the scores. I've updated the life point counts, and we are getting underway. Tyler will take first. And we've got 5 cards. Wow, and we've got Demise. Interesting that he demised before he duality. Because, and unless it was an upstart, not a duality, but so it looks to be a good start so far. See, so right there, I want to take a pause on that and really wonder why he ended up doing that. Because honestly, why would you not duality before demise? That way you can choose a card potentially. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking that, but it seems interesting that particular order. But at the same time, you get that guarantee of drawing 3. And I guess that's worth it. So, yeah. So someone had asked earlier, Jake's playing Cosmo. What are we talking about? We had interviewed Jake Finney a few minutes ago, and he mentioned that he thought Burning Abyss would be the deck to beat this weekend. So again, we're live, ARG St. Louis, T-Po Pro, looking at Tyler versus Desmond. Game number 3, everything on the line. Tyler started with Scout. I'm going to go ahead and pay 8. And Monolith. So, and Demise, and Duality, and Upstart. So really just doing everything. And it looks like the Karakura King is bricking, and he actually just picked it up. So the match is over. So wow.
Did they not give us a slip?
That was something. And Craig will walk the slip over to the players. And so Tyler avenging James Frazier, who lost in round number 1 to Brady Brink with his Cleatomize deck.
Did they announce how many
And
rounds it was?
Tyler has taken it here. Cool. And we're going to take a brief pause. We'll be right back after station identification.
Good luck, man.
Thanks. You too. Oh, hey, you have to actually.